Good morning. Hop on. It is a beautiful Wednesday, midweek. We had a little extra day in the week to relax, right, with Labor Day. I also had my day off yesterday, so I'm super duper restored and relaxed, you would think, right? Let me know how you are. Hop on. I'm so glad you're watching. If you're on Instagram, you're watching Kara Lewis Newton. And if you're on Facebook, you're watching Kaylin Beauty. I would love it if you'd go follow me on the other platform if you're over there. Hydrated look today. We are starting to enter the cooler months. Comes drier air and drier skin. Plus, I know drier skin is just an issue for a lot of women. If that's you, let me know in the comments if you struggle with dry skin. I'm going to show you how to get a really hydrated look today. Plus, I'm going to give you a really good deal. How does that sound? All right, hop on. Now, first things first, as far as hydration goes, if you really want to hydrate your skin, listen up. Collagen. I know you're like, I thought that was for elasticity and your hair. Yes, so collagen helps bring back the elasticity in your skin and your hair, making your hair more flexible if it's become brittle with age, okay? So you add the collagen back to your system, you do get some of that elasticity back and your hair becomes more flexible. But here's what you may not know. Hyaluronic acid. There is hyaluronic acid in this collagen, which hydrates your skin from the inside out. It is amazing. Hyaluronic acid is what is responsible for keeping your skin nice and plump and moist. Okay. As we age, our skin cells start depleting that hyaluronic acid and our cells quite literally start to shrivel up. I know it's very sad and not a pleasant thought, but you can add it back to your skin cells. And by taking the hyaluronic acid, it will then plump those skin cells back up and you literally will be hydrated from the inside out. So that's my first tip, aside from just drink more water, okay? Drink more water. You won't believe the difference that just drinking more water will do for your skin and your hair. Take some collagen. I do have the link for the collagen posted, and you can also do a subscription with it too, which is much cheaper. And with collagen, I do say give it 90 days. It's something you're ingesting, so you want to give your body 90 days to really see the full effects from it. So getting on a subscription is the most beneficial. Saves you a little over $16 a month, so add that up over 90 days. That's a good discount. Okay, we're going to take our eye masks off. These also are on my website. Amazing for under eyes. Whenever I am asked about under eyes and under eye fine lines and things like that, skincare is super duper important, okay, for your under eyes. So I use the eye masks and I use eye cream under my eyes. Both are on my website. But I will tell you this. I feel like the number one thing that helps with under eye fine lines is drinking water. Your eyes are the first place that you actually visibly see dehydration. It's actually like when a baby is dehydrated, that's where they look first, is in the eyes. And so you're going to see the symptoms of a dehydration under the eyes. And so often, most women are dehydrated because we don't drink enough water. So if you're wanting to see more plump under eyes, drink more water. I'm telling you, probably 50% of the fine lines that you see under your eyes are really just a result of dehydration, okay? All right, so now that we've done that, we are going to, I'm going to just show you the hydration bundle. You're going to get a 20% discount, free shipping, and a free gift. So we are going to start with the cream foundation. I'm going to teach you how to apply the cream foundation today. This stuff is amazing. Super duper good for mature skin. So good for dry skin. All right. So you're going to get the cream foundation. You're going to get beach blush. Cream blush makes a huge difference in how hydrated your face looks. Plus, it's great for more dry skin. You're going to love it. Lips. Our lips are another sign of dehydration. So let's keep them hydrated and nourished. We're going to use one of the brand new lip balms. This is going to keep your lips really nice and hydrated. Now, one of the first signs of aging on the face is in your lips. Not only do you lose pigmentation in your lips, but your lips become dry. And so they lose a little bit of volume. By adding something hydrating to your lips, not only do you immediately plump up the lips with hydration, but they look more youthful because they're hydrated. Okay. Someone just said, does your collagen have vitamin C in it? Absolutely. And you should never take a collagen that does not have vitamin C. It will not work. That's a little slip-in tidbit for you. And then finally, you're going to get the setting powder. And I know for so many people, they don't like setting powder because it dries out their skin. Not this setting powder. This is a hydrating setting powder. Water molecules encapsulated by the powder. It's actually going to feel like cool and moist on the skin. It's amazing. So these are the 4 items that you're going to get. 20% discount, free shipping, and a free gift. Pretty awesome. All right. Let's get started. I also have another little bundle posted on there too that I'll share with you in just a second. All right. How's everyone's Labor Day? So we didn't do very much. And then I was off yesterday, and yesterday was a great day off. The weather has been, I'll tell you what, the month of September has made up for all of the terrible weather we had in July and August. This was probably one of the most miserable summers here in the Midwest. I don't know if anyone else had that, but it was so hot and humid and disgusting. You couldn't even go outside. Like I couldn't enjoy my porch. Just stuck inside with the air conditioning all summer is what I felt. Well, September already, the end of August, and September has already made up for that. It's been so gorgeous. So Luke and I were sitting on the porch yesterday morning, like a little old couple. And I was like, this is seriously the most perfect weather. It was like 68 degrees, a little breeze, and complete sunshine. And I was like, if we stay here, we're going to find stuff to do inside, and we're not going to enjoy this. So we left. We went to the art museum in downtown Indy, and the art museum here has gardens. And so we just went and walked around the gardens, and the art museum also has like all of these fountains and beautiful, just little like places to sit. And there is like this little, like they call it a beer garden, but it's a little garden. You can get like wine slushies and coffees and little like snacks and stuff. So we went, we got some lunch, had a glass of wine, and we played cards. And it was so fun and so relaxing. So that's not something I would have done 5 years ago. I would have thought that I needed to be productive even on my day off, and I wouldn't have been able to enjoy myself. And I'm really, really working on, I read this today, and this is so good. You don't want to, how was it worded? Live life overflowing, not overworked. So everything that you do isn't out of being overworked. So you don't rest because you're overworked. You don't strive for things and overwork to get there. You do it all out of an overflowing heart. And I think so I rest so that I can overflow into my work and the rest of my life. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just really liked that. The difference between living a life that's overworked or overflowing. Isn't that beautiful? All right, we're using Inquisitive Shadow and just kind of blending that on the outer corner here. Get that going. Oh, I want to share with you the outfit in just a second too, because the deal is so good. So good. There's still some really good deals happening, I call them leftover Labor Day deals. All right, here we go. So we're just blending this. So simple. This Inquisitive Stick Shadow is fabulous. Fabulous if you don't have it. Definitely get it. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of Reverent Liquid Shadow in the corner. Some of you are asking how Lila's doing. Lila is living her best life. If you're not following Lila on Instagram, go follow her. It's Lila Joy Newton. On Instagram, and she's been sharing a lot since she's been down there, which I absolutely love. I get so excited when I see that she's posted in her stories. I love to see what she's doing, and she's sharing her new friends and the new things that they're doing. But on Labor Day, they did this cute little, her and her friends that she met, they got dressed up and they went and got pizza to go, and they did a picnic on the Intercoastal with all the big boats and stuff, and they just took these really pretty pictures, and it was so cute. She really, truly is living her best life. She's making great friends. She is spending time with her brother and Sarah. She's loving her classes. I mean, she really is. She's doing so good. So proud of her. Silas is doing fabulous as well. They both have adapted extremely well to the South Florida beach life, right? Hard life. Okay, I also like, if you have palette 10, I really love taking this color right here and just kind of putting that right here in the corner. It's so pretty. So if you have palette 10, this is such a pretty color to kind of layer on top of your eyeshadow. It's not really a color. It's a very, very sheer ivory. I thought it would be pretty with this sweater. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let me share the outfit while we're here. Doorbusters. So they were doorbusters all week. They are now an extra 20% off. This sweater is a doorbuster. It's so cute. I love it. I think it's gonna look good over something, like even in the fall, just over like a dress. I think right now, so it's an extra 20%. I feel like it's like $17. And it's so nicely made, and it's got the little chiffon ruffle here. Also, these jeans, these are also like $17. So I linked both of them. These jeans are super, super stretchy, very comfortable. They were some of my favorites from last year. I linked both of them, but then I also gave you the link just to the doorbusters to go shop, because there's still like a lot of really good deals. Their pajamas are on sale. I don't know if the football pajamas that I shared earlier in the week are still available. They may be, but there's also other patterns, and they're so comfortable. They become my new favorite pajamas. So go check those out. There's just like a lot of really cute stuff. There's some athletic wear up there, and the deals are insane. So good. So on Instagram, you just comment links and I'll send you the links for today. On Facebook, any comment, you'll get a message from me asking if you want the links for today. Okay. So I'm going to use some setting spray and just come under the eyes here. I like to put this on underneath my concealer, which, since we're talking hydration today, we're going to use the Dermatology Under Eye Corrector. There's a separate link for this with a code. This is so super duper hydrating. Okay. Which, like I said, for most people, your biggest concern under your eyes is hydration. The problem with hydration is that it does make your face very luminous, which is why I've included the hydrating setting powder. And I'll explain why that is when we apply it. So we're just taking this and tapping it underneath, pull it upward. Now, if you have super dark circles under your eyes, you can still use this and then apply just a little bit of concealer on top. I personally only need the under eye corrector. I absolutely love it. If you haven't tried it yet and you're struggling with concealer and you're struggling with it looking dry and crepey under your eyes, try this under eye corrector. It also has an SPF of 44 in it. I'm using the shade medium. Okay. The shades are really, really forgiving. I honestly have used all three shades. All right. And I also included this concealer brush too, which is extremely inexpensive. In the links, you can see it in the links. Just go in like that. I tried a new brand of press-on nails. Guys, I wanted to like them so much because I have been wanting to share a brand that I can share like a discount with you and that I can work with. I'll tell you what, press-on nail brands, they are not on the up and up with using social media and influencers for marketing because I have had the hardest time. I'll find a brand I love and they don't want to work with influencers, which is fine. I don't mind sharing it, but I'm not going to create a bunch of content for it. You know what I mean? So I tried these and they're okay. Like the girl that sent them to me, I tried so hard to like them and I think they are good. They just don't work for me. So that was sad. I did that this weekend. I hate it when I'm like, I really, really want a brand to work for me and then it doesn't, because like when I've told you this before, like everything has to line up. It can't just be that like I really like the brand and I really like the people. Like I actually have to actually like the product. And as much as I liked the brand and I liked the people behind it, and we had such a good like conversation, when it came down to the product, I was like, ugh. And it was, I'll be honest, like the commission was great too. And I was like, I'm really sad, but I can't. I'm like, if you change this, this, and this, maybe I would be willing to work with you, but like, I can't knowingly know that this does not work for me. And I tried several different shapes and sizes and it didn't work. So Very sad, very, very sad. But of course, I'm not going to say the brand because I never, ever, ever want to put shade on somebody else's brand because it works for them. And they're genuinely sharing because it does work for them. I just can't genuinely share because it doesn't work for me. Right now, the ones that I'm using are called Static Nails. And it's frustrating to even share it because they've just completely ignored me every time I've reached out to them. But that is the one that I'm using that I really do like for myself. I'm just not, I don't work with them because they ignore me every time I try to message them. So, which is fine. You know, we all do business differently, whatever. I mean, I could just, all right. So we are now going to use foundation. Let's talk about it. It is super hydrating, okay? It's super hydrating. It's great for more mature skin. It sits up out of your fine lines. But here is what you need to know about the cream foundation. Listen up. Are you ready? You don't need a lot. You do not need a lot. You do not need a lot. You do not need a lot. Say it all together. You do not need a lot, okay? It is a full coverage. So if you're looking for it, this is why I say it's really good for mature skin because it is a full coverage, very hydrating, and you do not need a lot, okay? So and you definitely want to use a kabuki brush. No fingers. Please don't stick your fingers in here, okay? Please don't. You're going to use a kabuki brush. So you're going to go in and just kind of like that, okay? Just a little bit. We're going to put some on that side of my face. Again, this side, a little bit, here, here, here. That's it, like tiny, tiny bits, okay? You can see that. That might even be too much, what I've done. What I'm saying is start out small, and you can add more. I like to add setting spray to blend it out, and then tap, okay? Oh, my bracelets are jiggling. Can you already see just how like hydrating that is? It's so good. So as we move into the cooler months where the air becomes more dry and crisp, this is such a good foundation. And the colors are different than the liquid and the BB cream. So if I have not color matched you for your cream foundation, when you comment below, you can comment anything on Facebook, Instagram, comment links. And when you get a message from me, say, I'd also like a color match. And I'll color match you for all the foundations, and then you can choose which one you want, okay? But this is so great. Someone just said, I didn't like it at first, but then I realized I was using too much, and now I love it. That is the story of a lot of people. Here's why I think it is. Because if you're like me, I mean, honestly, I was just used, and there's nothing wrong with this, I was used to using drugstore makeup products for so long. And the truth is, drugstore makeup products, you do have to use more to get the look that you want. They're not as heavily pigmented. That's why they're less expensive, okay? So you end up having to use more, and so you go through them pretty quickly. Where like this cream foundation, you're not gonna go through it very quickly because you're not using very much. And you're getting the look you want with less makeup. But we're just also used to having to use a lot to get the look that we want, that when we get a really good quality product, when you use too much, you know it. Like it's too heavy, it's too much, you don't need it, okay? So start out with less. You may even want to start out without having to put it all over, like just put a dot there and then blend it out and see how far you can get with it. Okay, I just know from having applied it before exactly how much I personally need, but you really, really don't need much. And you stipple it on. You take your kabuki brush and you tap it from inside outward. Look at how pretty that is. And you can see it's full coverage. So it covers all of my sunspots, all the discoloration. I love that. That's why I say this is great for more mature skin when you are struggling with more discoloration, sunspots, dry patches. This is so good. And this also has the sodium hyaluronate in it, okay? So that means that this will be absorbed by your skin cells, and while you're wearing the foundation, your skin cells will actually plump up. Remember I told you in the beginning, as we age, our skin cells stop producing hyaluronic acid. well, as much of it. Hyaluronic acid is what is responsible for keeping our cells nice and plump. When we stop producing as much, our skin cells quite literally start to shrivel up, and that's what creates a fine line. Now you know, so sciencey, right? So we can add sodium hyaluronate, which is what's in here. It's a smaller molecular value of hyaluronic acid, which means it absorbs more quickly, and it plumps up those skin cells while you're wearing it, actually making your face look more youthful and hydrated. Now you know, the more you know. All right, let's do some brows real quick. So I do have a brow bundle that I'm offering right now. It includes the brow liner, the brand new brow gel, and you also get the brand new, what are these? Lip balms. What is the name of this? And you'll get the spoolie brush for free in your order. So I am using medium. I'm using the medium liner. So of course, with everything, when you go to check out, unless you want to get all the colors that I use, you want to make sure that you choose your colors. It may be that you are my colors, but you can choose your own colors. So if you need a color match, just let me know. So I like to fill in just a little bit right there in the front. And then you take your brow gel. Okay, and here's what I'm learning about the brow gel. Very light-handed, okay? So very light-handed. So we're gonna start in the corner and just kind of brush upward. I will tell you, I trimmed my eyebrows recently. I haven't done that in a while. I was a little astounded at just how long my eyebrows were. It was a little embarrassing, I'll be honest. I felt like my grandfather used to be with his eyebrows. So yeah, I did trim them a little bit. They needed a good trimming, but you want to be careful when you trim. I actually looked up a YouTube tutorial to trim my eyebrows properly. But look at that. So the brow gel like deposits some color onto the hair and makes them a little thicker, and it really keeps them in that upward motion, giving you that perfect brow look. It's really fabulous. So I'm wearing a medium brow liner and light medium brow gel, but light-handed, okay? So in other words, you're not pressing it so hard that you feel the bristles on your skin. Does that make sense? You're just lightly combing it through your hairs. I am so impressed. Like, I've used other brow gels and really all they did was dampen my brows, right? Kind of dampen my brows and feel kind of like hairspray and then fade throughout the day. This is not going to move. Your brows will stay in place all day. It's amazing. You can also use your spoolie if you need to, like, you know, comb through a little bit. Maybe you had a little bit more color deposited in an area that you didn't want. Can you see that? Like, that's pretty good. I'm impressed with these brows. Now they do have to dry for a second, so we'll let that do its thing. Okay. I'm looking for, okay, so we're gonna use the Barely Bronzed bronzer. This is our cream bronzer. Since we are working with creams today, we're gonna keep with the, and of course, on the bundle that I have for you, you can always add or take away from whatever, I was looking for my angled, there it is. You can add items to your bundle. You can create your own bundle. You just have to have 3 items in your bundle. Now for the creamy hydration bundle, the 4 items in there are what's giving you that 20% discount. So if you want to switch something out, you totally can. Like if you'd rather have the cream bronzer than the blush, you can do that. It's very simple to add and remove items. Also, if you're in Canada, you can now shop on Comigo. How fabulous is that? So Canada, our Comigo opened up in Canada. Love that for all my Canadian friends. Shala was originally supposed to open up in Canada yesterday, or Monday, sorry. I just had the, hold on. There we go. Shala was originally supposed to open up on the 1st, and we had some website issues. So rather than create a really frustrating experience, we just decided to hold off a few days. So Canada will be opening up for Shala very, very soon. I know that so many people are excited about that. I'm so excited about that for Canada. If you missed my announcement on Monday, I don't have it in here with me, but I'll be sharing it in my stories. Shala just launched a new product called Nourish, and it is fiber with digestive enzymes. So if you are someone, which 97% of women are low in fiber, so that's probably you, this will help with fiber, helps with weight management, helps with blood sugar control, helps you just more regular. And because we've added digestive enzymes to it, it also helps with bloating. Like not just helps, really helps because it's literally adding digestive enzymes to your gut, which are going to help you digest food better. The reason that we bloat when we get older is because I feel like a broken record when I say this, but as we get older, our body stops producing as much, whatever, fill in the blank, right? Well, our body stops producing as many digestive enzymes. And so we eat foods that never used to give us problems before, and we eat them, and our body's like, yeah, guess what? I stopped producing as much digestive enzymes for carbs, so you're not going to be able to eat them like you used to, and now your stomach's going to get huge when you eat them. That ever happened to anyone? So you can add them back to your body, which is what Nourish is on Shala, and it really helps with digestion. And I do recommend, and I shared this in my stories too, start out once a day. Start out taking it once a day. It recommends taking it twice a day, like in the morning and like I do mine just before lunch, and then I do mine just before dinner. But I suggest like just doing it once for at least a week, and just let your body get used to it. Okay, let your body get used to it, and then you can add it in again. Okay. All right. So look how hydrated we are. Today is all about hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. We're moving into the cooler months. That means that the humidity is going to get zapped from the air. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be brisk. And if you already have dry skin that lends towards being dry, you want this bundle. You're going to get the cream foundation. Look how beautiful this is. It is a full coverage foundation you do not need a lot of, all right? So you're gonna get that. You're also going to get this beach blush that we're gonna, and you can switch the color out if you want. Cream blush makes a huge difference in how hydrated your face looks and even how lifted your face looks. So we're gonna use that. Setting powder. Setting powder is what keeps your makeup in place, but so many people are afraid to use setting powder because it dries their skin out. This is a hydrating setting powder and is one of my favorite products of all time. We're going to use that. And then finally, we're going to top it off with our Spa Day lip balm. You can change the color for this too, but hydrating those lips not only will plump those lips back up, but it will give you a more youthful appearance because as we age, our lips dry out. So hydrate them, they look more youthful. All right, does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to, before we continue, I'm going to take just a little bit of a ivory shadow and come under the brow here, just to keep that brow nice and lifted. We used Inquisitive Stick Shadow and Reverent Liquid Shadow on the eyes today. You can get the brow bundle that I used. The brow bundle uses the brow liner, the brow gel, and you also get the Spa Day lip butter. And you get a free spoolie too, free eyebrush spoolie. All right, let's put the blush on because this is part of the bundle. Here we go. We're using Beach Blush. You can use whatever color you want. I really love this color though. And while we're applying this, remember the doorbusters on Pink Lily are an extra 20% off today. So the sweater that I'm wearing is $17. The jeans that I'm wearing are $17. They're so stretchy and comfortable. I love them. But so I did put the links for both of these, but you can also just go, like I put the link for just all the doorbusters too, because there's still so many good deals up there. Don't miss out on that. All right, so we just tap that out. I just want you to see how lifted and hydrated, like look at that. Isn't that so pretty? And then I'm even going to put a little bit right here. Gives the illusion of being just a little sun-kissed. Just like that. Okay. All right, now setting powder. So cream foundation, cream blush, lip balm, and the setting powder. This is your bundle today. It's 20% off plus free shipping, and you get a free little gift. All right, so we're going to take the setting powder and the setting powder brush, and you're gonna come under the, I just tapped it right here, okay, so you can see how much is on there. You're gonna come under the eye and just lightly tap that out. What setting powder does, everybody has pores. Those pores excrete sweat and oil throughout the day. That sweat and oil comes out of your pores and it pushes on your makeup. Your makeup then finds the nearest fine line to settle in. That's why your makeup settles in fine lines. Did you know that? Setting powder kind of keeps that at bay. And you can add setting powder on again, like in the evening if you're going to go out and you don't want to redo your makeup. Just apply setting powder all over it. It'll look like you just did your makeup. It's amazing, and it's my best trick in makeup, okay? Do you see the difference? Do you see that difference? Isn't that amazing? So the risk at using very hydrating makeup, which is what we've done here, okay? It's very luminous because it's hydrating. So it catches the light. That's not all bad, except that when you have divots like this, it's going to make them more noticeable. So that setting powder is going to take that luminosity away, but not take the hydration away, because it is a hydrating setting powder. So see how it just like, it's like Photoshop. It's amazing. So come through here, the areas where, you know, your face creases naturally. That will help keep everything in place. Just like that. Now, if you want, and I do like to do this, I like to take my blush and just add a little bit on top of the setting powder, because I like how luminous the blush is, and I want it to stay luminous right here. Like even without a highlight, it's super gorgeous. Okay. And we are going to do a highlight. We'll do, not this one, do golden highlight. And I like to just put that right lightly, right at the top of my cheekbone. And see how that catches the light? Okay, just like that. All right, let's do some eyelashes. What's the word I was looking for? Looking for a word, eyelashes. All right, so I have been curling my eyelashes lately. My heated Tasha curler is around here somewhere, and I've just been too lazy to try and find it, but it is around here. But I'm just going to use this curler for right now. And what I love about using primer is that when you curl your lashes, the primer helps hold that. Well, those came out jumbled. Helps hold that curl. All right, there we go. Okay. And then I like to apply my mascara like as the primer is still kind of wet and drying. Just like that. And we'll come back and do a second coat. So some of you have asked how Jack is doing. I think we're all, so if you're new to following me, I've been married to my husband, Luke, for 24 years. We live outside of Indianapolis. We have 3 kids, Silas, Lila, and Jack. Silas and Lila are in college. Silas is a sophomore and Lila is a freshman, and she just left for college last month. Jack is our 15-year-old and he is a freshman in high school. So with the fact that the two of them like left back to back has made life really different around here. Really different. And I'll be honest, like I'm trying to find my new normal too. It's not been awful. It's just been like, well, what do I do? Like, what do I do with myself? When you're so used to momming and doing like, I don't know, it's just being so aware of other people's schedules. I think is the biggest thing for me. Like just knowing like when people are coming and going, when I need to be back here, when things need to be done. And now it's like, it's just Jack and he's really busy. So really different. I think he's sad. I mean, I see that he's sad. Lila is really good at making sure she talks. They've talked a lot. And he's equally as close to Silas as Lila, but Lila and Jack just have a very conversational relationship. They talk about a lot of things. So they FaceTime quite a bit. I'll tell you what we started doing with Jack. So he has football every day till 6:30. So I literally don't see him. He wakes up in the morning, he goes to school before 8, and I don't see him until he gets home at 6:30 every day. And we eat dinner together. I started doing HelloFresh again, so it forces me to make meals, and I love it. And he sits and talks with us. He's so good about sharing his thoughts and feelings and telling you about his day and all of that. So that makes it a lot easier. We don't have a grumpy teenager. I don't think. He and I made a promise to each other. Did I tell you guys this? So before they left, he and I were sitting out on the front porch one day and we were both kind of sad. And I said, we need to make a promise to each other. And he's like, what's that? I said, if you promise to not be a moody teenager, I promise that I won't be a sad mom. So we've been holding each other to that promise. And so that means he's not allowed to go be moody in his room, and I'm not allowed to go be mopey in my room. And so the three of us have been watching. Did you guys watch Lost when it came out 20 years ago? Can you believe it's been 20 years? We've been watching Lost every night at 8 o'clock. So, and he holds us to it. Last night, he's like, Mom, it's 8 o'clock. What are you doing? And I was just piddling around, watering my plants and stuff. But he's holding us to. At 8 o'clock every night, we sit in the living room and we watch 2 episodes of Lost. And that's been really good. So we're not necessarily we're just together. He's not alone. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful that he is the kind of kid that he is, that he wants to do that, you know? Someone said, Lila looks very happy. Lila is so happy. Like I said, go follow her Instagram account because she has been posting a lot more. It's Lila Joy Newton. She has been posting a lot more of her life, which is fun. Okay. Check out those lashes. Lashes make all the difference, do they not? Okay. So we're going to spray. Lips. I'm just going to put on a little lipstick and then we're going to add the lip balm on top. Because it makes a huge difference when you add something hydrating on top. Okay, so this is the I'm Blushing liquid lipstick. I'm gonna let that dry. And now for whatever reason with these types of lip balms, it makes 0 sense because I hate putting makeup on with my lips, but I don't like using the applicator on these either. I don't know. I don't know why. So I like to get it on my It is the best feeling. It's the best feeling lip balm. It's so good. And see how that hydration just immediately makes them more youthful looking. It fills them out. It's such, if anything, wear hydration on your lips and it really will make your lips look more youthful, which will in turn just help with the rest of your face too. Okay. This really is the best lip balm. And I told you, I never want to put shade on other brands. However, if you're a Bieber fan, how many of you are Bieber fans? I am a Bieber fan by default because my daughter is just the biggest Bieber fan ever. He may have recently, talked about a particular lip gloss in one of his new songs. It's better than that. Okay. It's better than that. The color of the lipstick was I'm Blushing Splash Lipstick. It's a matte lipstick, which is great because it stays well. But for aging lips, you do want some hydration on those lips, okay? Yes, you can use the lip brush. You absolutely can. Oh, this lip balm is so good though. Like, just trust. I can't wait for those of you who have ordered it to try it. They're so good. They're so good. They're better than the lip butters. I love them so much. All right, so let's talk about what you're getting. You are getting the cream foundation, full coverage cream foundation, hydration. Cooler months are coming. Crisper air is coming. Those of you that have drier skin, cream foundation, you're going to get this in your bundle. You're going to get the cream blush. I'm using the Beach Blush. Love this color. It's very natural, lifts, and gives you such a hydrated look. You're going to get that. You're going to get the lip balm in the color Spa Day. This is just like a very sheer pink. It can go on top of everything or wear all on its own. And then you're going to get the hydrating setting powder, which is a must for the cream foundation. Okay, it is a must. It's a must. It's a must. It's a must. It's like a song. You're going to get these 4 products, 20% off, free shipping, and a free gift. Okay, so in the bundle, I have put Spa Day Lip Balm and Beach Blush. If you want different colors, you absolutely can. I'm wearing 3C in the cream foundation, or 3N. I don't know which one. They look all very similar on me. But if you need a color match, when you get a message from me, all you have to do is comment links on Instagram or any comment on Facebook. Just say, hey, I need a color match when you get a message from me, okay? Now, I also have another bundle up there that includes the eyebrow pencil in medium and the light medium brow gel. This brow gel is amazing. It's brand new this month. It's so good. So good. You'll also get a free spoolie brush. So you'll get a discount, free shipping, and a free spoolie brush. That's it. And don't forget the outfit. The doorbusters are an extra 20% off. So this was $22 on doorbuster, and now I think it's $17. These were $22 on doorbuster, and now they're $17. So cute, but there's so many good deals up there. Do not miss out. All the jewelry is Hey June. These hoops are from the Material Girl collection. The under eye corrector that I used is the only makeup product that isn't on my website. I did leave you the link and the code to grab this if you want to get this, because it is really helpful for hydrating under the eyes. Okay, and I'll share later, but don't forget, Nourish from Shala. If you struggle with bloating, go check it out. It is the least expensive product on Shala's website, so that's pretty cool. All right, you guys have a fabulous day. Comment links on Instagram or any comment on Facebook, and you'll get a message from me asking if you want the links for today. If you need a color match, just respond and say, hey, can I get a color match? Okay? Okay. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.